Hello everybody, welcome back here once again. It's the Brawl for All Pro Wrestling Show. I'm your host, Jeff Jaros, as always, and I'm joined here with Steven and Jeff once again. How you guys doing?
Pretty good. Good night.
Yep, that's cool. Actually, this is our second go-around this week. We tried to do this last night. It didn't work out too good, but hopefully tonight, no technical difficulties, and we can do it smoothly and have a good show.
After a couple hours of messing with it.
Yeah, it sounds a lot better tonight. Say what?
Thought we had it.
Yeah, I thought we had it too, but by the time, I just didn't even want to keep it by the time it ended there. But I want to say to everybody out there who's joined our Facebook page that we made, we thank you for liking it. And I want to say now that if you listen to the video and you have questions or comments, you can leave them on Facebook as well as YouTube. Shout out to my friend Jason, who actually left a comment about the Mulkey brothers on that last one. I thought was funny, so shout out to him for listening, and share with your friends, man, and yeah, give us a like, whatever. So getting on with the episode though, let's go over Raw real quick, and then a few things like the podcast that Triple H. Did you ever get to listen to it, Steven?
I got to about the 47-minute mark, and it's a little over an hour, so I got most of it.
It's a pretty decent podcast, but we can talk about that, and then we could talk about a little bit about the NXT Special I'd like to talk about, because I know Jeff watches that every week too, but
yeah.
You ain't watched NXT tonight, have you, Jeff?
Not yet.
Okay.
I usually do after the show or whatever.
Yeah. Well, here we go, guys. The opening segment of Raw was just ridiculous in my opinion, because they just questioned Rock's role in the win for Reigns, and made the match between Bryan and Rollins for whoever would win the match would be in a number one contender match against Reigns at Fastlane. I don't even know, they pulled his win right from him the first Raw that they had live after the Royal Rumble. I just think that's kind of ridiculous in my opinion. The Rumble doesn't even matter now. What do you guys think about that?
Yeah, the Rumble, is pretty much useless now.
Yeah, it's they had the whole thing for nothing if they go ahead and have Bryan win this match at Fastlane. I think it's how it turns out, though. We got to see how it plays out, because
You never know. I mean, because who's going to go into WrestleMania? They change it up. They did change it up last year a little bit.
They made it a triple threat match last year, but they can't do that again.
No, yeah.
So they're going to have Bryan or Reigns go in there one way or another. So I don't know if they did this just because they want to play off the fact that everybody thought Bryan should win, and they're trying to turn it into a real life storyline, and that the plan is to have Reigns win the whole thing. You know what I mean? And go to Mania. But also they could just be thinking that Bryan should be pushed into that role, and they call the old audible on it. So I don't know. What do you guys think happened there?
I think that's exactly what's happening.
Because ultimately, by the end of Raw, we can just go ahead and say it. This whole Raw was pretty much only about getting this match made between Daniel Bryan and Reigns at Fastlane for the number one contender. He ends up winning the main event match, which we can talk about right now if you guys want. It was. What? Say what?
Oh, I just thought, they knew if they changed that they were going to lose a lot of people watching up to Mania. It wasn't going to be near as interesting.
If they changed what?
If they just had, if they didn't change Roman Reigns against Lesnar.
You think they're going to change it ultimately then? Because I have a feeling that he may still be the match.
I think he'll end up going, but I don't know if they'll go in as a heel or what. Lesnar may go in as a face. I read that Jim Ross thought that could possibly happen too.
I've heard that, and didn't you bring that up earlier? I thought too that you said that could happen.
Well, yeah, I mean, basically, since he's kind of being a tweener with the fans at this point, I just think he doesn't need Heyman at this point if he turns face. So if he turns face, a good storyline for WrestleMania would be pair Heyman up with, Rollins.
I heard I don't know if it was Jericho or Austin, but they said have him go into the match and pull the double switch at Mania and have Reigns go with Heyman and Heyman screw over Lesnar, which I think, Jeff, didn't you talk to me about that, I thought?
Yeah,
That'd be a good plan, and if people, even if it got out that they were going to pull a double switch, people would still tune in no matter what.
Yeah, and depending on what Brock's going to do, they may do that.
Yeah, if he's not going to re-sign, who else then to push your biggest guy that the next face of the company, if they wanted to call him that? Who else better to have with him than Heyman?
Right.
And if he can't talk, and that's his issue, they need to have somebody there right now, like The Rock with him or something, talking on the way to Mania for him.
Yeah, he says he can talk, or that he can, but not too sure.
What do you think, Steven?
I'm just so, I don't know. I don't want to see Reigns in that spot. I really don't. I'm not one of those, homers that's going along with it. I just don't really... He's not, I don't know. To me, he's still a prospect.
What'd you think about what Triple H said about him? That people say that he's not ready, and obviously they know people are saying he's not ready. But he says nobody's ready. I kind of agree to a point, but when Austin got put in there, he was ready,
Yeah, but the people that are saying that Reigns isn't ready are fans.
Right, how is he not... I don't see how he's not ready. What year did the Shield debut? 2012?
Oh, man, was it?
It might have been 13, whether or not. That's 2 years that he's been out there.
Yeah,
I don't even think he's the best Shield member, so for the fact of him to get the biggest push out of all the prospects at this point, it's just, I'm not in on it, but...
Yeah, I think that if you put all three of the Shield together, I think Rollins actually is doing the best right now.
Overall, yeah, he's the worker.
Especially after that match that he had, which everybody's praised, and not only us from the Rumble, that they had that triple threat match.
Yeah, I think the guy on the bottom of the totem pole would be Ambrose. I mean, there's too many things working against him.
Ambrose is good, though, if they can switch his character up somehow and just not have him in the street gear and stuff like that would really help.
Yeah. I mean, basically the thing he can do better than most people is he can talk, but his look or his gimmick itself, as you're starting to see, is already starting to get kind of cold.
Okay.
It's hot, and then it's okay, well, now he's trying too hard. It's not organic anymore. I feel like they're trying. Be crazy. It's he already is acting like it. Quit telling him to do it.
Yeah, he really comes off like a forced crazy person instead.
Because he's after these, he can't say what he really wants.
And by the way, my girlfriend just looked it up. Who's sitting here with me? She 2012 is when the Shield debuted. So,
okay.
Do you know what month?
Did around then?
Yeah. Say what, Jeff?
I said the Wyatts did around then too. I think.
Yeah. They debuted shortly after Shield. I'm sorry if I say talk again. It's just because I can't hear you. Everything's running fine. But okay, well we can just say it right now. They had the worst booking I've ever seen of a guy coming off a Rumble win. They have Reigns give up his position. I just wanted to make a point of this. They have him give up his position the first segment of Raw. So there you go. I mean, not really give up his position, but kind of they acted like the Rumble he didn't really win. Okay, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then he goes in and jobs the Big Show.
I didn't even think they did that to Batista, did they?
And no, they didn't even make Batista look that bad. Okay, so by the way, while I'm looking at it here, November 18th, 2012 is when at the Survivor Series is when Shield debuted. So that's quite a bit now.
Yeah.
What is that? That's going on 3 years, or?
But has Reigns really improved since his first initial debut?
He never has, and we always said from the beginning. I remember us sitting there saying that Reigns was the worst.
Yeah, we're he just doesn't have it.
They thought he was the best of the bunch just because of his look and stuff like that, but as far as work rate goes and stuff like that, he didn't have it.
Oh, he was the worst.
Yeah, he was definitely the worst of the three. From the initial debut on, I thought that was the way it was. But then he ended up being the top guy in there when I thought Ambrose should probably have been, like, off the bat was the leader of the group, and then it ended up being, like, Reigns was the leader of the group. It was weird how it shifted.
Yeah, it did shift, and then Rollins, ended up being, like, the leader there.
Well, he was kind of being, like, the in-between guy there for a while. They never did make Rollins the straight leader.
Yeah, he was the in-between trying to keep them together. Then he ends up being, like, the guy that separated himself from them, and then
right.
got his push.
So what'd you guys think? I mean, even though he had help from J&J Security and Rollins, hitting him with the briefcase, Reigns still took the loss to Big Show with a chokeslam after that. I mean, how do you think that is that the worst booking you ever seen coming off a Rumble win? He's going to drop his freaking Rumble victory in the first segment, and then they're going to have him job to show in the second segment. It's like...
I said, they totally botched the whole creative anyway. I mean...
Yeah, it's like the second year in a row that they've had to totally go in and change plans because they screwed up the whole Rumble.
Yeah. Might start talking about winning next year.
I'm going to tell you what, you guys, and we even said it, like, and everybody's saying it, how boring the Rumble got as it went on.
Oh, yeah.
It never did peak after, like, they had Bubba Ray and everybody out there. It was just like guys were coming out and just, I mean, was Ziggler and Ambrose even in there very long? I mean, they were just thrown out quickly.
Yeah, Ambrose was for that.
I mean, they came in towards the end. I know he came in towards the end.
Yeah, and he just thrown out like he's freaking Barry Horowitz or something.
Well, the Big Show and Kane was just tossing people out.
That was stupid to do.
Yeah.
Who wants to see Kane and Big Show out there doing that in this day and age? It was almost like a throwback to the first Rumbles whenever, like, Andre and them used to just sit there and pick guys off because they were so big nobody could eliminate them. I thought that was over.
I just wanted to see Big Show Kane go on a big tag team run, take the belts. Go to Mania.
Yeah, man. He should go back to Dr. Isaac Yankem and they should tag up.
You know what? I don't even think that would be the best idea. I just think Big Show should carry the strap for a while. Let Kane be his like bodyguard. What do you guys think? You guys want to see that? I want to see more Big Show and Kane, guys. And versus Daniel Bryan and Roman Reigns. I mean,
we gotta get.
That's literally what they've been doing for 6 months, I think.
We've got to get Big Show, Kane, and Mark Henry lead this show, man.
That'd be real. Hell no.
Hell no. Yeah, that's Team Hell No for real.
Team for real, hell no. Get Kane and Big Show back together.
Hell no.
The way they're treating Big Show, though, it's like he's like top guy again.
I think he's getting ready to retire. I think they're
giving him the old Andre run.
Yeah.
One last big one before you go, buddy.
And get the hell out.
Like, what does Kane think about this? Like, Kane, we're going to have you in those business slacks.
You're going to kind of resemble Isaac. Here we go. You're going to kind of resemble Isaac Yankem again. That's what you're going to do. We're going to put the slacks back on you and grow your hair out.
I wonder what he thought.
He's probably like, God damn it, I look like Isaac Yankem again. God damn it.
Yeah.
God damn, they're making me grow my hair back out too. Will they want me to be Isaac Yankem again? That's funny.
Oh man.
They need to grow it out curly again like Isaac Yankem had it. That was the most badass gimmick ever. Alright, so just we'll run down the Raw real quick. We got the greatest of all time, Curtis Axel, claiming he wanted to go to Mania and face Brock Lesnar because he didn't get eliminated and he was like the real winner. And then you had Ambrose come down and dump him out and claim he was done and that he wants to go on to face Barrett for the IC title, which they didn't book a match between the two, but he claims he wants the IC title, and I think they should let Ambrose have the IC title.
just think Curtis Axel should get his title shot.
I think Curtis Axel deserves to be pushed to the top of the card. They need to repackage him and make him like his, a clone of his dad.
Had to move NXT.
Why did they put him back down in NXT? Axel's a guy that I can't believe still on the roster, to tell you the truth.
I mean, how is he still getting a paycheck?
I don't know, because he was horrible with Rybaxel. He made Ryback look good in the team.
So crappy, but good enough to get a paycheck.
Yeah, well, he's riding his dad's coattails.
I don't know what the heck's going on.
Yeah, but in my whole thing on that, though, is I think Ambrose should get the IC from Barrett.
Yeah, Ambrose needs like something right now.
That'd be a good rematch for Mania too, for the belt.
Yeah, he needs a big spark like soon.
What if they did like an IC title ladder match at Mania or something? That'd be.
They need to bring back something like that. Yeah.
An IC title ladder match between like not Axel but Barrett, Ambrose, some guys that could be involved in the IC title hunt.
Axel.
Curtis Axel, get him in there and give him. He was the IC champion, remember?
Yeah, he was.
I want to forget that.
I think everybody has.
I did.
Push Curtis Axel.
I realized he sucked.
Yeah, well, anyway, on from the Axeman. Ascension defeated. Or wait a minute, is it Legion of Doom or Demolit? No, it's the Ascension. They defeated Goldust and Stardust. And then tension between Goldust and Stardust started boiling over. Which is kind of weird because if you go down the list and the card and go down to Sin Cara defeating Miz, they have Mizdow and Miz in a little feud now too, it looks like. They're in some tension. So that's 2 tag teams they got right now. Possible breakup. What do you guys think of that?
I think the Road could break up.
2 breakups though at the same time period. Miz and
I mean, they're planning on bringing like Bubba Ray and Devon are coming in. They make some room for.
Well, Miz made Mizdow his servant now too, so personal servant or whatever. So
He does that.
can't be a stunt double anymore. It was kind of funny. But what do you? And then the Ascension, like, does anybody care about these guys?
No.
But they're gonna get a title run, I think.
Should have batted down people's throats.
I know, it's ridiculous. Even if we say we hate the Ascension, they'll still give them a freaking title run. They're horrible.
Yep.
They're horrible in WWE. They were good in NXT, but that's my whole opinion on that.
Yeah.
Moving on from that. Cena, welcome back Ziggs, Rowan, and Ryback. And then Stephanie came out and spoiled the whole party by putting them all in singles matches. And she had Ryback defeat Harper via Shell Shock. Well, she didn't have them, but she put that match together. And Ryback defeated Harper via Shell Shock the next match. What did you guys think of Cena's whole spiel? It seems like they've just brushed Cena off to the side, throw him into this little feud with Rusev. And if I can remember right, Rusev already was in a match with Eric Rowan later in the night, and like Rowan said something to Cena about getting Rusev for him and stuff like that. But I mean, they just kind of just sweeping Cena to the side right now to get him out of the way. That's what it looks like.
I think it's either doing that or maybe he needs to help get Rusev to the next level.
Well, what's weird is that even Meltzer said this, that remember how we were claiming they want to do Rusev Cena at Mania, and they just went ahead and threw it on Fastlane, so that's weird. Either Meltzer or Wade Keller said that. And I agree.
Spill over.
Huh?
It could spill over to Mania, you know?
Yeah, it could. And I don't think this one's for the belt, is it, at Fastlane?
No, I don't think they mentioned it.
Well, if they do like Jeff said last night, they could push the title, make it bigger by having him win the title at Mania in a rematch. have him job to Rusev at Fastlane somehow, and Rusev's still undefeated with that title at Mania, and then Cena is the first to beat him, wins the title. He can get the flag out and wave it like Hogan used to.
Yeah.
Hogan could come out and celebrate with him.
I think
Would.
we got to make a point to get Hogan on this every single podcast.
Well, you know something, brother. I think a great idea would be me and John Cena throwing it down at WrestleMania 31, brother.
Remember how he's like cutting promos that he wants Cena at Mania?
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll happen.
Dude, how's that going to even be possible unless he just works around him? Like, I guess if you could make a broom look good, you can make Hogan look good.
Anti-aging cream.
Well, I'm just saying, how could you have a match with the guy?
He's been working out and feeling great, he said.
You know, I've been feeling great, brother.
A time machine.
I've been eating my vitamins and saying my prayers, brother.
He's been watching a lot of Back to the Future, figure out how he can make a time machine.
Go back and get him new legs.
His new gimmick's 1.21.
You know, I want to go back to the future, brother, and try to get myself some new legs, brother. I wish they'd make a time machine soon.
Hogan could use a lot of new stuff.
Oh, a new back, too, brother.
Wonder if the good Lord give me a new spinal cord, brother.
Oh, man. He's probably every night just in so much pain.
Oh,
Yeah.
How are they going to let him come around and take bumps again? There ain't no way. Although he did get physical in that one little altercation, which...
Yeah, I was surprised.
They're brother, I'm going through rigorous training. I can throw a punch, brother. Probably what he told
He
him.
was old in 2005.
He was old. I was watching him and Rock back then, right before Mania, when they had a tag team match, NWO against Austin and Stone Cold. Man, he looked old then, man.
Yeah.
His legs were gone then.
Dude.
So what do you think about Ryback getting the win over Harper? I was like, whoa. I hate it, too, because I like Harper way better than I do Ryback at this point.
I love Ryback, man.
Are you a big Ryback fan, are you?
Oh, hell no.
Feed me
I
more.
like Curtis Axel more than I do him.
He was the weak...
Ryback.
No, Curtis Axel was the weak link to that tag team, though, man. It was horrible.
Oh, man. I think Curtis Axel was carrying his dead weight.
I think Ryback was carrying Axel's. Wow.
Literally, yeah.
WWE's still carrying his weight, so...
Yeah.
I think, yeah, they're still paying Axel for absolutely nothing.
I think they should change Harper's attire, too, and make him more serious, and he could be good.
Yeah, Hillbilly Jim gimmick, you know.
That went out in the 80s, brother.
That really did.
You know, brother, the Hillbilly Jim gimmick just ain't working for you, brother.
Hillbilly Jim was never even over. How the hell is he in the Legends house?
I don't know. That Legends house, they need to do another one. Dude, we could get Jericho in there, Austin, Rock.
Get it younger. He was too old.
Yeah, they were so old. Tony Atlas was embarrassing.
I mean, who was the youngest one? Who was the youngest guy? I don't even know.
And that whole crew? Shit, man, they're all over 50.
God, they're all over 60.
I don't know who you would say the youngest was of that crew. Maybe the Fink.
Who was... Oh, man.
Why was he in there?
Why? Yeah, they had too many announcers.
He's a legendary ring announcer. I'd say the best one WWE's ever had as far as a guy that introduced the guys.
I think he needs to be in there, but the thing is, they had Okerlund, Jimmy Hart, and him. It's like you guys got basically three managers/announcers. We need more wrestling. You know, make it younger.
Yeah, they really do. They need like Austin, Jericho, Rock. That'd be hilarious.
Piper
was good.
Piper was, yeah, he was okay. them together, not like being old and lazy and out of shape, it was just not a good.
Well,
I don't know.
you just like summed up Tony Atlas on the show.
The sad part is he's probably the most in shape out of all of them.
AKA Saba Simba.
That's a bad gimmick.
Oh man, do you remember that? You seen him, Steven, as Saba Simba?
I've seen his like pictures of what he looked like. Yeah.
Oh man, you need to Google a match because he come out like dancing and stuff, man. It was funny.
Oh man.
Yeah, he did a dance and everything. It was kind of funny.
That's sad once you get to that point. Coco Beware, you know.
He was Coco Beware status.
We're gonna throw this gimmick on you, Saba Simba.
The Birdman.
Oh,
Worst
Birdman.
Hall of Fame.
We're gonna give you a parrot. A parrot. Think about it.
Dude, the
parrot.
Legends House on WWE Network, the first episode, I believe, was April 16th. I think that's the first episode. So, have they even announced that they're going to do another one?
Well, they were in the process of filming another season, and then they nixed it when it came to budget cuts. Same thing they did with Tough Enough. Oh yeah, we never did announce they're going to do another Tough Enough, so that's cool.
Well, that would be nice, but they need to do the Tough Enough like they originally did, the first season.
And they
Where
put that up on the
show you-
right. They put that up on the network too, though.
Yeah, where they're and I loved it. Where they cast people. The one that they returned to the USA Network, that one sucked.
Yeah, the original Tough Enough was the best.
Oh yeah, I mean the one on the USA Network, it was like they've already got them picked. They all suck.
That was going on when you were down in Florida, Jeff. Remember the original Tough Enough?
Oh
We'd watch that.
Good, man.
We watched it. We liked it. I did like the one with. I liked the one with Austin though too.
I liked him, but I didn't like the format.
I don't think they're gonna. I don't think they're gonna bring him back either.
I don't think they need to. They don't need Austin.
No, but they need to keep doing podcasts.
yeah. Yeah, they definitely.
But I have a bad feeling that Stephanie's gonna be the next guest.
Oh, dude, I just thought about that.
Man,
Stephanie's the next one.
that's gonna be bad. I don't even know if I want to listen. I probably will, but because I didn't want to listen to the Usos on Jericho, but I went ahead and did, and I don't know, it was okay. Killed some time.
Once they do Stephanie, who would they else do? I'd say probably Michael Hayes, because he's the next highest up, isn't he, in that whole company?
Bring Pat Patterson out of there.
Oh, man. I mean, besides, you got Vince, Triple H, Stephanie. Out of those three, who's the fourth person next? I'd say Michael Hayes. I mean, he's been in that spot the longest.
I'd love to see a Michael Hayes podcast.
Yeah. He hasn't done any of them.
He's interesting but hilarious at the same time. Like, you watch those Legends roundtables, he's got that freaking cigar and shit, smoking. You guys ever watch WWE Network? The Legends of...
I've never watched the Legends.
Oh, those roundtables! Jeff, you gotta watch one of them. You'll watch every one. They just sit around and bullshit. They just sit around and bullshit like we are about a subject. And
Are they all old?
most of the time, every one has different guys. Bret Hart's been on some. Kevin Nash was on some. They'll have one special guy, it seems like, on a lot of them. But yeah, mostly like Gene Okerlund, Pat Patterson, Michael Hayes. I can't really remember everybody offhand, but that's some of them.
Roundtables.
Those roundtable discussions are good, man. WWE Legends of Wrestling roundtables.
I'm going to look it up right now.
Oh, they're great, man. Go watch one right now, yeah. Anyway, going on in Raw, we're almost through it. Cesaro defeated Jimmy Uso. Any comments on that?
No, not really. Just playing with Cesaro.
It looks like Kid Cesaro is going to get a run with the belts to me. And we could possibly, I would say, see a Kid Cesaro versus Usos tag match for the titles at Fastlane.
Yeah, Dudley's coming after it.
I think that's what's going to end up ultimately happening. So, Any other comments there other than I'm glad they're going to do something with Cesaro. If they're going to not do anything with him, they better give him the tag titles at least.
Yeah.
And Kid would finally get out of the gutter.
Yeah, doing something with him.
He's doing really good in the tag team. I kind of like him, man. Could you imagine a 3-way tag with them guys in it, you know?
Good down in NXT, but he's way more experienced than them guys down there.
I'd like to see the Usos and Cesaro, because that'd be a hell of a match.
Yeah, I think it would be too.
Especially on a pay-per-view.
Yeah.
So, as much as I hate the Usos, they do put on some good matches sometimes. Would you say, Steven?
Yeah.
There's just something I don't like about them like you, but I still think sometimes they're entertaining in certain matches.
Okay, they're good workers. They don't need to be bringing one of their wives out. That's stupid.
Oh, I don't like the Naomi with them out there really either.
I'm getting tired of it, you know.
I thought that whole thing was over.
Yeah, we get it. Everybody's married to each other in that company. We get it, but we don't want to see it. As a fan, I don't want to know Naomi's married to an Uso. I could give two craps. Give me wrestling. You know what I mean? Don't give me drama.
Yeah, I want to see some. I love this. That another thing from Stone Cold Podcast. I love how he's always like, "What do you think it is? You think it's pro wrestling? That's what I am. I'm a pro wrestler. Is it that or is it sports entertainment?" And they're always like, "Oh, I'm a pro wrestler, and I know what the difference is." But it's like, what the hell, guys? Admit you're wrestling, please.
They're not wrestling, man. They're not wrestlers.
They aren't wrestlers now. They're sports entertainers. That's where they're going wrong right there. Stop the entertaining and give us a good match and some good stories.
Dude, it's the reality era.
Quit trying to live off what everybody's saying too and just give us the story. Like, we never asked anybody, or they never listened to anybody when they did like the Stone Cold angle and stuff like that. It just was what happened, and they went with it. Like,
Right. Go along with Triple H's on the podcast about how he's talking NXT. He can play around with that, and you make a mistake there, it ain't no big deal, really.
right.
You make a mistake, you're back down at the bottom.
Right.
But any of the NXT guys ever going to get promoted, or are they just going to stay down there forever?
Well, he's claiming ultimately he wants to make it an alternative to WWE. He said ultimately everybody down there wants to be on the WWE. But he said it's now become like almost a byproduct of WWE, like actual competition almost, like an alternative.
WWE's hurting so bad right now in just talent, and they've got so much talent in NXT. That's, in my opinion, they're ready, but like Triple H says, they need to learn their playbook. Okay, we get that. But, Prince Devitt, the guy was ready immediately. I mean, 10 years ago, he would have been put on Monday Night Raw immediately.
Oh, people would have been... Could you imagine the reactions some of the ratings of putting some of these guys' debuts on Raw instead of NXT? Nothing against NXT. I really like the product, and I like watching it, and I follow it. But still, I really look at WWE as the main roster. As the main company. I'm kind of getting... It's kind of confusing me anymore.
Yeah.
Like I said, a lot of it's Triple H to learn how to run a company, basically, in case, I think they could sell it to WWE when Vince
That
is
is
done.
true.
And Triple H can take over a new promotion, basically it's WWE, but just under a different name.
Right. But really, do you like the way that... I like a lot better the way he books in NXT than the way WWE comes out on Raw.
I'd still think that Vince is the ultimate, coach,
Right.
In WWE, I mean in Raw. I think if Triple H really did have, final say on Raw, I don't know, I think things would be different.
I think so, too, because I think he likes the in-ring product a lot more than Vince.
Yeah, well, and he, since he was already there in the heyday, and, he's still got a young mind, he still knows what needs to be done, and I think Vince Although, got to give Vince credit. I mean, he did take you through the Attitude Era and all that, but I think he's just getting old, and I don't know.
Some people would say that argument of him being old is not right because he still has a great mind for the business or whatever. But yeah, I say he's getting out of touch too. So
yeah, I think he's getting to the point where it's like, I don't know, he's not evolving like he used to be able to. I guess he's done some stupid stuff.
Right,
he
needs to hand it over to Triple H and let Triple H have the ultimate say in it. For sure. If it was being ran like NXT, it'd be so much more exciting.
Definitely.
And that's what Raw's missing. There's no excitement to it. There's no like, man, I want to see this. I kind of look forward to NXT, so.
Yeah. That's what he said. That sucks because they, got the whole PG thing and
PG is the best.
Oh, death to PG.
They got to rip it down and make it family friendly, and it just gets.
They're trying to cater to so many audiences at once. It just becomes a cluster. It just becomes a cluster after a while. It's like, gosh, who are they aiming at here?
I wish that was a good show.
Michael Hayes has a black goatee, but then he has blonde hair. Explain that. I just, the genetics kind of make me question how that's even possible. What's going on there?
He dyes the goatee, buddy. That or the hair. I'd say that.
Come on, why?
He dyes his hair blonde. I'm thinking.
Oh, for sure. His roots are dark. But it's like, why are you dyeing your goatee?
He's not. He's probably got that just for men or whatever.
Oh man.
Touch of gray.
Oh, and I want to point out. I just saw on here. When the 2000 Armageddon Hell in a Cell, there was like 6 of them.
Yeah, that was good.
That bump that Rikishi took into that dump truck, that right there, man. Like if he misses by a few feet, he's dead.
That was insane.
That is crazy.
That was a hell of a bump that people kind of just disregard.
Yes. And how did his big ass get on that cage?
Oh, he was athletic for that size, man.
Oh, yeah, come on, that big ass and those big thighs.
Did you ever see him do the Snuka splash off the cage on Val Venus or whatever I think it was?
No.
Yeah, he did, didn't he, Jeff?
Yeah, but remember when he was younger though? He wasn't near that like that.
No, when he did that jump off, that's what I'm saying. He was athletic for that size.
Dude, George the Animal Steel's
George the Animal Steel?
so hairy.
Oh, yeah, he was hairy. Him and Dutch Mantel.
Oh, was Dutch Mantel, his body was hairy too?
Oh, gosh.
Oh,
Dirty
really?
Dutch? Look him up.
Oh, man.
It was bad.
I never saw him wrestling, though.
Yeah, it was bad. Anyway.
Dude, okay. Alright, one final thing off topic. You know who needs to be in the Hall of Fame?
Who's that?
I'm being totally serious. Raven.
Yeah, he deserves it.
He was a good, kind of top guy. Well, top guy in ECW, but he had a good run in WCW and WWF. Like, he had good runs everywhere he was at.
I think he deserves it. He was kind of like he set some trends in wrestling as far as like changing the way characters were portrayed with Raven.
Right. And his character was so original and good.
It was edgy before other people got edgy, in my opinion.
Yeah, the whole kind of like outcast kind of like gimmick.
Right.
I don't know, and they all, Steve Austin says, man, what a great guy, what a great mind. And, the fact that you start thinking, like, man, he was in every company, and he did well. It's not like he had, was fired, had falling out. Like, no, the guy was kind of respected everywhere.
Yeah, he did good in every company he was in, really. I mean, he wasn't like a main event or anything, but he did good. So I'd say Raven probably deserves to be in there down the road, though. A few years.
Yeah, I think Raven, because they always do kind of put, like, not headliners. They always got the headliners, then they got their few. So, what would be wrong with throwing him in towards the end of a Hall of Fame card? That'd be perfect.
I think he gets a Hall of Fame, or not? He's got a degree in something, doesn't he?
Yeah, I heard he's like a genius level smart, but I don't know about the degree.
I can't remember what it's in. I know I heard he was really smart though.
Yeah, I heard he's like a genius.
That doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, Steven, they really do say that he's got like a really high IQ.
Wow.
Yeah, he's really smart in real life. But anyway, and that's no joke. Anyway, going on from the off subject, we had Wyatt defeat Ziggler via the Sister Abigail, and this is the match you hated, Steven, because he just totally no-sold that Famouser.
Oh, yeah, he took no-sold, and that kills Dolph Ziggler, in my opinion. Like, I no longer believe that he can do a finisher and get over. No way.
Yeah, I mean, he gives him the... If you go back and watch it, and I did, he gives him that Famouser, and Wyatt just pops right back up.
Like, that reminds me of, like, Ring of Honor. Fast, and I don't like that. I don't like that at all.
That flip-flop and fly stuff, like Triple H.
So what else is Dolph Ziggler going to do?
I don't know.
What else does he have to do?
He has the zigzag.
Get a steel chair?
Yeah, I don't understand it.
Look pretty good and be pushed up to the media.
Who's that, Ziggler?
No, Wyatt. If he's having a match with Undertaker, they're going to have to push him.
Yeah, that's why they're pushing him. That's why they had him do that spot where he just jumped right back up, I think, because they want him to look really strong.
He's going to have to.
Yeah.
I don't think they like Dolph Ziggler.
I don't think they really do in the long run like him.
No.
When it comes down to it, they just really don't want him to be the top guy.
I think he's made some people mad.
I think he does.
Somebody to beat on for an hour, go out there, Dolph.
The way he got just disposed in the Rumble like he didn't matter was pretty much a telltale sign that they really don't care.
They really don't.
No, they really don't. But anyway,
really release him.
Wyatt had that cool promo though to set up him and Taker, in my opinion, which was cool.
Yeah.
Jeff, do you remember that?
Yeah, I thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah, that promo between that he cut on.
Taker.
Yeah, it's gonna be Taker.
There's nobody else. I can't even think of Paige.
No,
I think he's talking about Corporate Kane, probably.
Yeah, Kane's gonna make his 1,000th return to the.
I mean, he should.
Talking about my brother and he's not here. I'm gonna fight you.
They got Kane. Kane can be like, "I'll step in." No, Kane. No, we don't need you.
I'll put it in there. I'll put in work for my brother. I'll take you on, bruh. Nah, we really don't. I don't want to face you, Kane. No.
I want to face. Who says that? I want to face Kane.
Nobody. Nobody says like my dream match is against Kane. Like whoever says that. Oh man.
Nobody.
Hmm.
And,
Maybe back
as a kid,
for Kane.
he was my favorite as a kid too. Kane. Oh man.
Was he really?
First came in, he was badass.
He was
Yeah,
badass.
he was my favorite as a kid. Like how, as a kid, I'm thinking like, how does anybody stop this guy? I'm whatever, 8, 9 years old.
Right.
Like, how do you guys stop this guy? And I always remembered as a kid wondering, how does he not have the belt? Like this guy could beat anybody.
Yeah, like they made him this unstoppable monster, but he had the belt for a night.
For a night, it's like, how does he never have the belt?
I don't know. It was ridiculous.
He deserved the belt for at least a short stint in the Attitude Era. He really did.
Doesn't need a belt. Like kind of like the Undertaker had it that many times.
No, his gimmick got him over. He didn't really need the belt. You're right, but now his gimmick doesn't get him over. So.
Yeah.
But that
When
part
was
Triple H podcast though how
He was the consummate professional.
you're That was Kane. Sure.
Yeah.
When was Kane actually champion, though? Like, at what point was he actually, like, champion?
He
Anybody remember?
he won the
Stone Cold.
he won the belt for a night.
Oh, I'm not even talking about that night. I don't even count that. Like, was he ever had, like, a run even when he had the mask off?
He had a world heavyweight title run over there on SmackDown, I remember.
Oh, man.
But that was it.
You know what I mean? I was like, he can't even, like, hardly remember this crap.
Yeah. Kane. We can talk about him another time. But anyway, Wyatt's promo setting up him and Taker was cool. So it was only like a minute long or something. But anyway, Paige defeated Alicia Fox. Oh boy. They're gonna have Paige and Nikki fight at Fastlane. And then Sin Cara defeated Miz. We talked about. And then they had the Rusev coming down and attacking Rowan pre-bell. And then when he went to celebrate, his flag didn't deploy. And he got mad and grabbed his flag and started waving it around. Now, I thought it was an actual mess-up at first, but I guess it was actual storyline that his flag didn't deploy out. Did you see that, Steven?
I did not, no.
Jeff, what did you think of that?
It was funny. I didn't really see the flag at first, and then so I didn't see it fall. So I don't know how it hung up there. But
What was
Yeah.
the point of that?
I don't know. I thought it was a mess up at first, but then they started talking about it, and now it's like storyline-wise, his flag didn't deploy.
Well, we'll never know.
It was hilarious. He just standing there and his flag doesn't come out and he's looking up there all pissed off and the crowd's like cheering and he grabs the flag and just starts waving it like, oh shit, this is go to plan B, you know? Oh.
I like Rusev.
Do you really?
Yeah, I like him. I just think he's missing something.
He'll never be able to carry it as a face with that look.
No, but he could, I don't know, he could do a strange plot twist where he could turn face somehow.
Yeah.
But, I don't know, maybe he couldn't, I don't know.
I just don't see him ever being a face, but yeah, he had to look strong going into face Cena at Fastlane, so that's why they booked it like that. But
the only reason I say is that I never thought Vladimir Kozlov would ever be a face, and he was.
you're right. You're right. And Rusev reminds me of like version 2 of Vladimir Kozlov, like their redo.
And I did see Kozlov in Golden Corral. Yes.
You did?
Yes, he's not a very nice guy either.
No.
No, it was him and Santino sitting there in Golden Corral. This was after Springfield show a couple years ago.
Right.
So this was 2012, maybe?
Uh-huh.
So we went there after a show, and it was not busy at all. So I would walk in, I'm like, that'd be funny if like one of them came here. And you look through the little windows of that Golden Corral, there's Santino and Kozlov sitting right there. And they looked like they was there for at least 10 minutes. I mean, they were, they left probably halfway through, me eating. But I am the type of person, if I see, say, like a celebrity like that, I am not going to bother you while you're eating. So I waited and caught them as they were like getting up, but there were people coming up to them while they were eating, and they were getting. Kozlov was getting ticked off, and I honestly think that's maybe the main reason why he wasn't very friendly. But when I went up to them, Kozlov didn't even acknowledge me, so I went up to Santino. I was like, "Hey man, can I have a picture?" And I got a picture. He was nice. Seemed like he didn't have any energy, but he was being as nice as he could. But there was other people, like. Other wrestling fans, like, they're just so gross. Like, people were asking, like, do you guys have T-shirts on your car?
You see, that's...
Like, why do you guys ask? Why are you bothering them more? Like, just ask for a picture and split.
Right. You don't be asking for, like... Jeff met Randy Orton.
Yeah, in St. Louis there. I was, just a little store, and I got off the plane. I forget where I flew from. I was in the Air Force. I knew he was from St. Louis, and I was standing there right in front of me. I looked, and all of a sudden I seen them tats, and I was like, that is Orton. He turned around.
You're like, no way is he right.
standing right there and just looked at him. I was like, I actually had a camera and I was like, hey, Randy, I got a bad picture. And at first he was like, nah. And all of a sudden he's like, hey, you go take a piss and I'll come out. We'll get one. So anyway, came out and we got some security guards. He took a picture of us.
That's cool, man. That's super cool.
Steven, do you have your picture online? Are you in Santino?
Dude, two things about that. It's on my Facebook. The second part, that day, I literally, and I will admit this, I always look good, in my opinion, going out of the house. That day, I didn't shave. I didn't, have a hat on or do my hair or nothing. I looked like total garbage. And that day was the day where I'm like, can I get a pic? So the picture I have of Scantino, I hate the picture. Because I look like shit.
Well, I want to put it up, man, on the video.
Yeah, it's on my Facebook, deep in the photos somewhere.
Put up yours.
I'm wearing the white CM Punk t-shirt. That's what I'm wearing.
Put yours and Jeff's up on the video as he talk about it. Would be funny.
That's cool. I gotta go in and get that picture now. Give it to my iPhone. I just hate the freaking picture. Oh, any other day I would have been alright, but man, that day I just got a late start to the day and went to a show, and I didn't expect I was gonna see a wrestler, you know.
Right. It's all good. It's all good.
Yeah, I will admit that day, standing outside of Craig Capital, some wrestlers you see and stuff. Ziggler, he was kind of nice. He was signing autographs for people. I know CM Punk was signing autographs for people before the show. My buddy Derek, he got a picture and sent it to me, and I was on my way there. I'm like, damn it. But I don't know. Del Rio, he was, I guess, in character. He just ignored everybody. Swagger, he ignored everybody. But he was a heel, so I mean, they can do that.
All right, well, cool, man. Well, I'll try to get the pictures up on here as they go along, but I don't know if I will or not, but that'd be cool.
Yeah, I'm going off subject way too bad.
Yeah, anyway, they ended Raw after that with the whole Reigns spearing Big Show and hitting the Superman punch on Rollins, and Rollins ended up getting hit with the running knee and pinned by Daniel Bryan. And so that set up the match at Fastlane between Bryan and Reigns. So we have the number one contender match between Bryan and Reigns. We have Cena and Rusev and Paige and Nikki for the women's title. You guys got comments on any of that? I mean, I think we pretty much talked all about Bryan and Reigns and what we think.
Paige is one of the hottest chicks there.
So Steven thinks Paige is one of the hottest chicks there.
And Lana and Paige.
Right. I think all three matches will be pretty decent, really.
I think it'll be good.
I still ultimately see Reigns going as number one contender to Mania.
Yeah,
oh, gosh.
And then Bryan and Ziggler getting their match.
Yeah.
Because Ziggler and Bryan have this little thing going where they're wanting a match too, so.
But the thing is, if Bryan loses, I feel like they're back in the same spot. They're just well, we, kind of gave you a little spark there, but we're gonna...
But if they do that, if they keep going with the crowd, crowd's gonna expect that every single time, man. And wrestling used to just be they didn't go by what the crowd thought. They just went in a direction and went with it, and let the crowd make their mind up whether they cheered or booed.
This is the reality.
Now they're oh, we want Reigns to be a face, so we got to pull the audible and put Bryan in there instead. So it's just weird. So I'm basically thinking that it's going to be interesting to see that match at Fastlane and see who wins.
Yeah.
Because in my opinion, it's going to be Reigns, but they could, like I said, they could pull the switch and put Bryan in there instead and put him against Lesnar, but that just depends on how healthy Bryan is, because like I said last time, I don't think he's 100% still, but that's just me.
Wow. I hope Lesnar sticks around for a few more years.
I think he will, but he could go back to UFC and try it maybe for about 6 months or a year, but he'll be back.
Triple H.
I think he is. I think he's conflicted.
Yeah, Triple H did say he had some unfinished business. And that brings me to the next thing is Triple H and Austin's podcast. He had Triple H on there. I thought it was pretty good.
I thought it was awesome.
You guys both thought it was pretty good?
I think Triple H would be one of the coolest, most down-to-earth guys to meet in he's in that high up position where, you know, I don't know, he's not got the personality like everybody else. I think he'd be really cool to beat. He just seems like the cool guy you'd want to be in a car with driving for like 5 hours.
I agree with you, and he's straight edge, and he doesn't do anything, drugs or alcohol or anything like that.
He doesn't drink, nothing.
He seems cool to me, but then on TV, I just straight hate him. He's like an asshole to me.
I don't know, that might do a good job.
I get sick of seeing him after a while, which I guess that's a good hill. So.
Yeah.
But I thought overall the podcast was entertaining. I watched it like 2.5 times now, so.
Yeah, he explained stuff, a lot, the reasoning behind a lot of stuff and all that.
It's funny how they just claim kayfabe's dead, though, and that you pretty much you can't fool the fans anymore, and that guys like us, like, we know everything that's going to happen, and it kind of makes it hard for them to book, you know, but which I can see his point. But
it's crazy that they're actually talking about it. Like, well, let's talk about the creative. So you had Roman Reigns win. It's like, what? What are you doing? Like, people may not know it's, you know, real, but at least kind of
act like it's real, right? But I don't think they're going for. There's no kayfabe on that one. They just go straight shoot on that podcast for Austin, though. That's what I think it is. He don't steer off the model of his podcast, even though he's doing it for WWE, which I think's cool.
Yeah.
I mean, if they didn't shoot on there, I would be like, this sucked.
Right.
But how he went into that stuff, I thought was pretty neat.
Yeah, exactly. That's what NXT and all that.
Yep, and that's gonna wrap it up for us this week, guys. We've been going an hour, so I'm interested in watching NXT, as I said, and I was going to mention one more thing, is that the NXT Special on February 11th, the TakeOver, I don't know what it's called yet, is going to be neat. Owens against Zayn for the title. I'm looking forward to that, and we'll be doing a review on that for sure, and watching that one for sure, Jeff, right?
Oh, yeah.
We should just do a live commentary on a couple of those matches.
Yeah.
I'd be down for that. Steven, if you could make it, that's cool. But if not, you know, Fastlane's coming up. We could probably try to do a commentary on that. So, Steven and Jeff, I want to say thank you for joining me on episode 11. It'll be episode 12 next week. I want to say thank you to everybody that tuned in and listened. Give us a comment and questions, anything that you have on the show. Either post them below the video on YouTube or on our Facebook page with any questions or comments. And I'm going to say peace out, guys, until next time.
Yep, peace out.
I'll be ready next time.
Yep, it was a good show, guys. Take it easy, and thanks for listening, everybody. Peace.